People who live through intense hardship early in life don't simply grow up carrying memories of what happened to them. What they really carry is something much deeper and quieter, a collection of automatic reactions, beliefs, and survival instincts that were formed when they were young and vulnerable, and that never fully switched off. These patterns don't usually announce themselves in obvious ways. They don't come with warning labels. Instead, they appear subtly in everyday moments. The sharp emotional reaction to a canceled plan, the unease that creeps in when life finally slows down, or the discomfort that arises when someone offers genuine praise. Most adults don't realize that the emotional and psychological structures built in childhood often continue operating in the background. They shape how we respond to stress, relationships, rest, conflict, and even calm. When a child repeatedly experiences neglect, instability, fear, or harm, whether through abuse, emotional absence, chaos at home, or simply having no safe adult to turn to, their brain adapts to survive. Neuroscientists refer to this prolonged exposure as toxic stress. Not all stress is harmful. Normal, manageable stress can actually help children develop resilience and coping skills. Toxic stress, however, is something else entirely. It's like a danger alarm that never stops ringing. The child's body is constantly flooded with stress hormones, with no reliable adult present to help soothe or regulate those overwhelming sensations. Over time, this nonstop stress response changes the way the brain develops. Research from institutions like Harvard has shown that chronic childhood stress can physically alter brain growth during critical developmental periods. This isn't just about emotions or personality traits. It affects the structure and functioning of areas responsible for emotional regulation, impulse control, and decision-making. The brain adapts to survive a threatening environment. But those adaptations come at a cost. The tragic part is that children are completely unaware that any of this is happening. They don't know their nervous system is being rewired. They only know that the world feels unsafe, unpredictable, or overwhelming. So they do what children always do. They adapt. They figure out ways to cope with the environment they're trapped in, using the limited power and options they have. And often, those coping strategies are incredibly intelligent responses to impossible situations. Some children become hyper-aware of their surroundings. They learn to scan rooms, voices, facial expressions, constantly searching for signs that something bad is about to happen. Others become emotional caretakers, sensing tension between adults and trying to smooth things over before things explode. Some learn that the safest option is invisibility, shrinking themselves emotionally and physically so they won't attract attention. Many discover that keeping others happy is a form of protection, so they focus on meeting everyone else's needs while quietly ignoring their own. For a child who cannot escape, cannot fight back, and cannot change their circumstances, these strategies work. They reduce harm. They create a sense of control. They help the child survive. The problem is that survival skills don't automatically expire when danger is gone. What protected you as a child can quietly undermine you as an adult. That constant vigilance may turn into relentless anxiety, where your body never fully relaxes because part of you still believes that letting your guard down is dangerous. The peacemaker role can become an exhausting compulsion to fix everyone else's problems while neglecting your own feelings. The habit of disappearing can lead to emotional numbness, disconnection, or a loss of identity. You may struggle to know what you want or who you are at all. None of this is about blame. It's not about labeling parents as villains or assigning fault. It's about recognizing patterns that help explain struggles that might otherwise feel confusing, random, or deeply personal. Understanding these patterns can be the first step toward compassion rather than self-judgment. Then there is shame, which may be the heaviest burden of all. When children are exposed to repeated harm, their brains aren't mature enough to understand context, responsibility, or systems. Children are naturally egocentric, not in a selfish way, but in a developmental one. They assume that what happens around them is because of them. So when bad things keep happening, they don't think, *, this environment is.